Hello students, it's me, Teacher Menchi, and welcome to Mamchi's Amazing Corner, your virtual classroom in Science 10. Let us recall what we have learned from our past lesson. We have learned about the different types of convergent plate boundary. In convergent plate boundary, the lithospheric plates are moving towards each other, wherein the leading edge will be subducted and turned into magma. The convergence of oceanic and continental crusts give rise to the formation of trenches, volcanic arc, and earthquakes. The convergence of two oceanic crustal plates lead to the formation of trenches, volcanic island arcs, strong earthquakes, and can also generate tsunami. Lastly, when two continental crustal plates collide, there is no subduction zone. Therefore, there is no formation of trenches and volcanic arcs, but a collision zone is formed generating shallow earthquakes, and instead, mountain ranges are created. Now let us continue our video lesson on the processes and landforms along plate boundaries. The objectives of today's lessons are: explain the different processes that occur along plate boundaries, and name the landforms produced in each type of plate boundary. Divergent plate boundary. When the lithospheric plates move away from each other, divergent boundaries are formed. If the divergence happens in two oceanic plates, it can lead to the formation of oceanic ridges and rift valley. What are oceanic ridges and rift valleys? How are they formed? Oceanic ridge is an underwater mountain range. Oceanic ridges occur when the convection currents rise in the mantle beneath the oceanic crust and create magma where two tectonic plates meet at a divergent boundary. As plates continue to move apart, an uplifted ocean floor will develop in both sides of the plates, which is called the oceanic ridge. Since the oceanic crust is thinner than the continental crust, the creation of a linear-shaped lowland between oceanic ridges are created, and this will become the rift valley. Trivia 1. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge is a mid-ocean ridge located along the Atlantic Ocean floor and is the longest mountain range in the world. Trivia 2. Rocks near the ocean ridge are younger than those far from it. As two continental crusts start to move away from each other, the crust will also start to become thin. Thus, a continental rift valley is formed. The continental rift valley will develop into a sea first and then becomes a large ocean. Transform fault plate boundary. Transform boundaries and the resulting fault produce a series of earthquakes as seen from the edges of the tectonic plates because they appear jagged and not smooth. As the plates grind against each other, the jagged edges strike each other, they catch or stick, locking the plates in place for some time. And since the plates are locked, stress is built at the fault line. This stress is released in a sudden burst when the plates suddenly slip into new position. These sudden movements are what we then feel as earthquakes. Most transform faults are located within the ocean basin, but there are few that happens in the continental crust, like the famous San Andreas Fault. Let us summarize today's lesson. Divergent plate boundary is the movement of plates away from each other. When this happens, mid-ocean ridges, rift valleys, and earthquakes occur. Transform fault is a fault along a plate boundary when the plates slide or grind against each other. No leading edge is destroyed, so no volcanoes and mountains are formed. This movement only generates earthquakes. I hope you enjoyed something today. See you again next week for another amazing lesson. Bye!